Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. How are y'all doing this morning? Y'all, we are here for another edition of our Stories from the Nook. It's like coffee hour on a Friday morning. So, this entire week, we've been live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and kind of sharing our stories from the Nook, just our success stories that have happened over the last couple of years. And it's amazing to me. I'm inspired every time I talk to one of these ladies. I'm so inspired by like their journey and everything that they've accomplished. And it makes me feel really good to share it with all of you. The feedback has been amazing. I get a lot of you who are responding to the emails. That was great. I learned so much. And anyways, I didn't think that it would be very advantageous to go live on a Friday night at 7 p.m. So I thought, let's do a little coffee now. I will tell you next week, Friday, we're not just going to be live. We'll be live at 1 p.m. and we're going to be live again at 7 p.m. Next week, Friday, for our last two stories from the Nook. But anyways, today I'm really honored to have who I can call one of my besties. Literally, y'all, I've known her I don't even know exactly, but I'm going to say about 21 to 22 years. Maybe we should have a like 21st birthday party or something. But anyways, I've known her forever. And so I can really truly call her my bestie. She is also one of the few people inside of my community that has seen my entire business journey from the time I was like, 20 something years old and until today. And as I approach 50, yeah, no, I just said that. So, and it's amazing. And I love having her in my community. And she's a huge asset to us. But I really want to talk about her journey today. And she's one of my OGs. Nothing like your friend joining your group and going, this idea, and I think maybe you could help me with it. And so I love it. So I'm going to welcome my good friend Christy M to the studio. Hi, Christy. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. As soon as I said your name, I have Buttercup Baby right here who had to come. She's like, "Oh, mommy's friends are on the computer, so let me come and say good morning, everybody."
Good
We've
morning.
got party bows this week.
Woo, that is
Party
fancy.
bows this week. Okay, mommy's working to pay for all of this. Okay, so why don't you go play with your brother and sister, and we'll be done in a minute. Okay, look, she's just all
She
up in
the
me.
love.
I know. Okay. I love you, Chica. All right. Go lay down.
She says
Go
it's
lay down.
coffee time, mommy. Let's cuddle up and drink coffee.
I know as you know, in the Nook, she's always that. As soon as that live button, y'all, I swear to God, as soon as I'm done living, she's nowhere to be found. She doesn't want anything to do with me. But the second I go live and she knows, like, hey, and she right here, right on
Just
up under me.
a kid, right?
Just like a kid. So, anyways, good morning, Christy. Welcome
Good morning.
to Stories from the Nook. I know you're like, I'm so nervous. Like, and I'm
I
like,
totally.
oh, we're just having coffee. We've done this a million times. 4 a.m.
Yeah,
Remember that day
4
in
o'clock
Denver?
in the morning.
No, it was Chicago.
It's
It was
Chicago. Yeah.
it was Chicago. So y'all, little funny story and I'll let Christy introduce herself. So back, I don't even know the year, 2008. We were in the middle of a freaking recession. What were we thinking? I
I
don't
have no idea.
I have no idea either. So 2008, 2009, somewhere around there, we decided to do this massive pug, the little fat pug doggies. Like we decide the entire community is so important, isn't it, Christy? Like this is
Yeah.
like tried and
Yes.
true over and over. And pugs were a big part of my life back then. I had my dog couture company, rescue, the whole 9 yards. And we go to Chicago and for this huge like international pug
International,
meetup.
right.
International, not just like Chicago pug meetup,
No,
international
it was
meetup.
international.
International. What made it international, by the way, thinking back to that?
Well, somebody came from England and was there
Was it Almondine who came from?
No, I think was it Bella? Is that what her name was?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
You're 100% right. It was
Yeah,
Bella.
yeah. And I don't
OMG.
know if
Okay.
anybody came from, and we had Australia. I don't know if anybody represented though at that meetup.
Yeah, I
But
can't
but for
remember either.
oh, I think for sure England was there, and I don't know if there was
in the middle of a massive US recession and we're all lolly and dollying around Chicago as if nothing ever like happened in her life. Anyways, it was amazing trip, but Christy learned about what it's like to travel with Serena at that
Yes.
time. And Serena's I don't sleep, y'all. I'm not an avid sleeper. It's not something I've ever mastered. You can ask my mom. I was born this way. And 4 o'clock in the morning, we can't sleep. And we decide, Christy and I both have a love of coffee. Let's just go get some coffee. Like, why fight this anymore? And Christy lives on a farm, so early mornings is kind of routine for you guys. And y'all, so we go to this coffee shop. Like we're right in what you call, I think it's called the Square in Chicago. We go, I lived in New York City. Christy's not from a big city. I don't really have a lot of fear when it comes to cities, y'all. We get into this coffee shop. We're standing there. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. And this man slams up against the window and scared the freaking day. You would have thought we were like this, like
I thought that window was going to shatter.
You would have thought that a bomb just dropped in the middle of the coffee shop. And we both looked at each other, we're like, let's get the fuck out of here.
It was terrifying.
OMG, let's get out of here. We're not, I lived in New York City for 3 years. I'm out of here. I am out of here. We may have had a few from Canada in our pug meetup because it was Chicago. We may have.
We might have.
Yeah, we may have. There was a lot of us.
Yeah, there was you.
Yeah, there was a lot of us, and we came from like literally all over. It was so fun.
Yep.
So fun.
So,
Christy, why don't you introduce yourself? And because you're not my normal creative. She's my Fruit Loop in a bowl of Cheerios. Well, we're all Fruit Loops. I am the
Cheerio. Maybe I'm the Cheerio in a bowl of Fruit Loops.
Probably, maybe.
I want to be the like chocolate flavored one though. Okay, I don't want to.
Okay, we can make you the cinnamon oat crunch Cheerio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna make you because you're a little bit spicy.
Yeah.
And
okay,
you're the cinnamon oat crunch Cheerio and a whole lot of Fruit Loops. So.
I will take that.
Anyways, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Christy Miller-Tasky, and as Serena said, I live on a farm in Southwest Kansas. We're in the middle of nowhere. We have to drive 40 miles to pick up groceries. I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere. We farm, we have wheat, corn, soybeans, Milo. We don't have any animals. We're grain farmers. And so my husband and I have been married for 29 years. We have a he'll be 25 in just a few weeks, 25-year-old son. And it's a family farm. And that has like consumed my life since I married him, right?
Yeah.
So I've been a farm wife. Then I was a stay-at-home mom, and I mean that's just what I did. That was my life, was farm and raising my son.
Yeah, but you guys, how many acres do you guys have, Christy?
I think around 7,000, maybe a little.
That's
little
insane, y'all.
Yeah.
So this isn't like a little like urban farm here, y'all. This is their life. Like this business is your life. Like this is your livelihood.
And we have, my sister-in-law works on the farm. My brother-in-law helps us out. My nephew helps. It's definitely a family, deal. We all work together to make this work. But it is, farming is not a job. It's a way of life. And so, that just, it consumes you. It is what it is. Yeah. So, then my son, I graduated him from high school. He went to a couple of years of college, and then, by the time they graduate high school, they don't really need you that much anymore. And so
imagine that. Yeah.
So I was looking for, something to pass some time, and I'd been using, can I say companies or no? Do you want
me to? Please. Absolutely. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
So I had been using Perfectly Posh products for about a year. And then I decided.
Me too, for many years, by the way.
I decided, well, why not try to give this a go? Why not try to do a little business with it? So I signed up as a consultant So this was all about 6 years ago. I signed up as a consultant and I started doing direct sales. I'd never done anything like that before in my life. Direct sales companies are pretty good about giving you lots of trainings. They have, little formulas for you to follow and all of that.
Mhm.
But it was like, kind of like not, it just wasn't me, I guess. It wasn't,
Yeah.
just wasn't me. And I was looking for something just a little bit more than that. And I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw my beautiful friend Serena live on Facebook. And I said, what is she doing? So I stopped to listen. And she was talking to creatives, but she was talking about branding themselves and how to brand their businesses and all of that. And I thought, I want to do that. I don't know what that is, but I want to do that. So I sent her a message and I was like, I'm not a creative, you know that, but I just joined this direct sales company. And she's like, sure, come on, let's go. So
Yeah.
that's how Serena became more than just a friend, but my business coach.
Mm-hmm.
And through all of that, I was able to take my business, my direct sales business, in just a little bit of a different direction. I learned how to put my products together in packaging and make beautiful gift sets. That became my passion. I loved that. I loved doing gift sets. What is better than to hand somebody a gift that is loaded with pampering products that is just for them? I mean, I just love that. That was my passion. We had, the Nook had a little branch off that they did auctions and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to
during COVID.
Yes.
Yeah, during COVID, because we had to bring everything,
right.
bring everything online. So we started like sort of an online auction group during COVID for you guys to dump your products. Yeah.
Right. And so that was amazing for me because I was able to get in front of a whole different audience and gain new customers that way. And so, things change as things do. And a couple of years ago, my company merged into another company. And so it was a health and wellness company that had patches, and that was all they had. And so now we're suddenly being absorbed by that company. And it was not a good fit. I don't know how else to say it. It wasn't a good fit. And we didn't have any,
because it was weird from the consumer side, because I'm your customer. To me, it was a weird thing because Perfectly Posh is an amazing skincare product, you guys. It really is. And I've used it for 6 years now, Christy, since you got started on it, because I have very, very fussy skin and very fair skin. And I'm aging, I'm not getting younger, and all of that jazz. But Posh makes skincare fun again. Like, they make it fun. Like, they make it to where, like, it's just a fun product, but it's a very, very good product.
But very high quality ingredients.
Yes. Yeah. And I love it. And my son loves it. And everybody that comes into my world loves it, and I always have a lot of it on hand. Actually, we'll have to talk about that later because, you're probably thinking I'm getting kind of low. For a while there, I had my cabinet. I had this picture, y'all, because I had fear when she told me this company was taking over. I was like, oh shit, I need to become like the CVS, because what if the stuff goes away? Anyways, for me as the consumer, adding this patch company was weird because one of the, I'm not to say I don't need patches or I don't need like this, but I'm very cautious of the last 10 years of my health journey and getting myself healthy. And I'm just really cautious about what I do to my body. Right. And it's a company that I don't know and I don't trust them yet. And not to say, like, Christy, you're not enough for me to trust them.
Right.
That wasn't it at all. Yeah. It's just like, I'm not really sure what the benefit is. I'd rather just go run 3 miles.
Right. Right.
I mean,
and that's how, most people are that way. And it's also being a patch. It's not something that people are like, that's not like a normal thing, I guess, where it, you know, there's 5 other companies out there that do it. So this is just another, I don't know. It was very weird. I tried to keep things very stable within my customer base, you know, but there was a lot going on behind the scenes. I stayed through it all because I did have a very loyal customer base to the Posh products. And I still do. I still have but it just I lost my passion for what I was doing because there was nothing new coming in, and we were also losing some products, you know, so it would, the whole inventory was dwindling down, and I lost my passion for it. I closed my private group and I went to just my business page, which is something that, you know, you and I had talked about long ago. You had said, you know, maybe take your private group public instead of keeping it private. I didn't want to do that to the people that were in there because it became a very private, personal community.
Yeah. Small and mighty, right? Small and
Yes,
mighty. Yeah.
Definitely. But at that point, you know, I needed to expand some. And so I closed my group and I went to just my business page. And I do basically, you know, the same things on my business page that I did in my group. There are just some things I can't do. I can't, you know, I can't offer specials and stuff like I could inside of a private group because of direct sales the way they are.
Right.
So Perfectly Posh has now come back as a standalone company once again. So it's like, I feel like I'm in this little tornado of craziness. And so they're trying to get their feet back under them. They're trying to figure out how that's all going to go. And so for me, I'm just kind of sitting back and watching things. Here to serve my customers, and we'll see where it goes. And if it goes in the direction they want it to go in, I'm going to be really excited to get behind all that again. But in the meantime, I had messaged you and said, hey, I'm closing my group. I don't know, you know, what I'm going to do here. And I want to find some way to stay in your community, even though I'm not really pursuing this business full steam ahead like I was before.
So I'm going to stop you right there because I know it's coming. And so let me tell you guys this. Back in, I kind of fill you in, and Christy knows this now because we told her back in about, I don't know, it must have been August or September of last year. You had reached out to me about these changes coming. And I went to Leanne and I said, you know, I know there's some changes coming for Christy. And, you know, like that's hard because you're extremely passionate about this product, right? And we all are. All of us who use it are like, shit, what do we do if it goes away? You know, like we're all kind of panicked a little bit. Like, bring on the Botox, right? I don't care if I can't move my eyebrows. Like, just whatever we got to do now. But I went to Leanne and I said, you know, I'm just gonna pray for her because I'm not trying to be selfish, but we all love this product. But I think I want to be in Christy on the team. I think that I really just want to pray about it and see if that door opens naturally to bring Christy into Christy. You've always been in my world. You know what I mean? Like you've always been in my, you guys, she saw like my whole life unfold, like times, how many times have I, like, she's seen every business, everything I've ever done. Like, she's my walking historian because some of the things she remembers, like, I just don't remember at all. But anyways.
In fact, I even own some of her sure.
Oh, Lord, it's okay. I have no shame about it all. It was the most amazing time of my life. And I will always be a creative, and I love designing dog clothing. And it's something I loved. And I loved those smiles on your guys' faces. Like,
yeah.
It was just a time in our life when we didn't have a lot of outside entertainment. You know, TV stunk. There was no like streaming services. Social media wasn't where it was at today. It was just a really weird time.
Right.
And apparently we were in a recession as well, and people kept buying shit. So like, I don't know how that worked. But anyways, you guys, I was just praying a lot because I really wanted Christy's business, the Posh side of her business, to just like blossom again. but we were so uncertain where things were going. And I went to Leanne and I said, I'm just going to pray about this because I really think that she's the best person to be on our team. She's been by my side for so long and always my cheerleader. And so then January came and you came to me and kind of said, I'm out. Yeah. And I was like, Meanwhile, though, I've been, Christy, hang with it. I'm doing the right thing, right?
Yes,
because
she
I know
did.
what your
She
passion
definitely
is.
did.
I was not saying, Christy, let's leave that behind because I really need you. I was
Right.
not doing that at all. Like,
No, you
I
were
was
doing
not.
all the right coaching things.
Yes, I did all the right coaching things of like, because I really did know it was your passion and it is your passion. And I wanted you to leave that door open. I did not want you. I wrote down some of the things that you've gone through with me over the last 5 years of growing your business. You have learned how to brand yourself as like a self-care expert, especially in our community. You have learned how to create and to create content with intention, content that is helpful for people, content that resonates with them, just not creating shit to create shit. I'm on YouTube right now. I'm not supposed to say that. Good morning, everybody on YouTube. I forgot I'm not supposed to say that. I see everybody here this morning with me, with us. You learn the importance of showing up for your people, and you also learn messaging, the confidence in yourself, and these are like all the things that I've seen kind of blossom over there. And I didn't want you to lose that. You know what I mean? Because direct sales to me, you guys, I'm a huge fan of direct sales. I am a huge fan. I would love to know right now. I see all of you here. If you're on Facebook, a little harder on YouTube, but if you guys are on Facebook, I have a Facebook stream up here. I would love a heart of any of you who have ever sold direct sales, like a heart or a smiley face or whatever. Direct sales to me is it's the gateway drug to starting your own business. It is because you don't have a ton of risk starting up. They kind of give you everything. They teach you about marketing. They teach you about how to, make those sales with your clients. They teach you about the product. They teach you all sorts of things.
And you don't have to produce the product. If you don't have to produce it, and you don't have to have inventory. They take care of all of that.
Right. And so it allows you to get the skills that you need to run your own business, right? Like you need these skills to run a business. And I'm a big fan of direct sales, a huge fan of it. But I think I told you in the beginning, direct sales is great, but you are your product. And so we need to brand you, not your product. And because at some point you may have to pivot and you need to be, and it's exactly what happened because it's just business life. Like it's just business life. And so anyways, January comes along. Christy tells me she's out, y'all. And I'm super sad in my heart for you because I saw 5 years, sorry, YouTube. YouTube's gonna hate me today. 5 years of hard work growing this very nice business for you, growing your clientele, growing all of this stuff. And now what? Now what? So I went to Leanne and I said, I just got my sign. And I'm going to reach out to Christy and see if she wants to come on board with us. And I talked to you in a Zoom, and I didn't send a message. I'm like, I want to talk to you about something. Mainly, y'all, let me tell you something. Okay. Don't tell Christy this. I know she's here right now. When you're face to face with somebody, it's harder to tell them no. I have no shame in my asking game, right? No shame. But Christy you want to know, y'all, you want to know what she said to me? And I taught her to say this, so that's the thing. She said to me, I really appreciate the offer. And I really want some time to talk about it with my husband and think it over. Y'all, she did not tell me yet, but she didn't tell me no either. She didn't tell me either one. But I thought, yeah, that's exactly what I taught you to do. I taught you to not yes, yeah, not to really think through, is this in line with what I want to do? It's just not me, but in anything in business, is this in line with what I want to do with my life and where I'm heading? And it was a long weekend, Christy. It was a long weekend. Girl, no matter what, we're still friends, right? It didn't matter.
Right.
It
Sure.
didn't really matter to me, but I know you, Christy, and I love you, not just like you. And I trust you 150% with my community and my members and everything. And Christy, you can take it from there.
Well, and what you know is that inside I was going, yes, yes, yes. I 100% want to do this. But like you said, I did have to talk it over with my family because I didn't, I wasn't sure how much time it would take.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it would take more time than what my direct sales business has taken. And I wanted to be sure, which I knew you wouldn't have offered it, but I wanted to be sure it was flexible enough that, because we have busy seasons and not so busy seasons.
Yeah.
And so that has to be flexible. But I told my husband, and I said, I really want to do this. And my husband has always 1000% been in my corner over everything I want to do. He has never made me feel like my business doesn't matter. My business is small. He's my biggest supporter.
Yeah.
My mom is my biggest supporter, but
I know she is. She's amazing. Yeah, I love her. I love Mom.
Yeah, great. She does everything with me. But so, we talked it over, and he was like, yeah, if you want to do it, let's go for it. And so,
I love it.
I felt like because I've been in your community for so long, that's where I developed the skills to make the graphics. I mean, when I first started in Canva, Canva terrified me. I had no idea what I was doing. You pop up a little white square and then you're like, what do I put in there? But
Yeah.
I've used that for years in my direct sales business. The company gives you graphics to use, sure. But I like to make my own graphics. I like to make them pretty. I like to put my face in them. I like to put my colors in them. And you taught me all of that. And so, to be able to use those skills now to do something for you is just, a great little circle of life.
Yeah.
There.
So what's crazy about the whole thing, Christy is our content manager for our business page. She's sort of our, Leanne is our wins cheerleader too, but Christy is the one who takes all the wins inside of our community. Here's a problem I personally have with social media. I've been very transparent with my community. I'm not the biggest fan of Facebook. I love Facebook groups. Okay. I love community. I love people. Christy knows I'm really huggy, Debbie lovey, and I don't love showing up on social media to say, look at me. I have a really hard time with the whole perception of look at my amazing life, look at my amazing me. It just doesn't, I'm not a self-server. And I don't like to do things that feel like I'm like self-server, like, oh, it's so great to be a business coach. Y'all see the PMs? Sometimes I question my decisions. No, but I had to put a lot of thought into before I even had reached out to Christy. Leanne and I were talking about, I said, I have to show up on Facebook and this Instagram page that I don't love either, because I really don't feel like my community's on Instagram. And I don't really care what happens over there. But anyways, I have to show up in a way that makes me happy. And I have to show up in a way that serves my community. And that we had decided like back in October, November, I said, okay, come the new year, all I want to do, hot flash.
Now.
That's okay. I had one last night, actually. So God love it. Yeah, I know,
this
like
is real life.
It is real life. That was me last night. I thought I was gonna die. Like literally, I thought I was gonna pass out. So we can all relate, Christy. We're all there.
Yeah.
So yay
I
us.
know.
Yay us. But anyways, that's where Leanne and I came up with, let's take all these amazing wins we have in the Nook every single week and let's just share them. Let's drive people to their pages and their websites and all the amazing things that they're doing. And I want to love on my people. I don't want to love on myself. Like y'all can see me if you guys, yeah. And anyone in my community knows I'm a train wreck. And like I'm a train wreck. In a good way. I mean, I know my abilities. I know I'm super smart. I know I'm really good at what I do. But y'all, I'm a train wreck because there's a million things going on here and a million miles a minute. But it makes me feel super good, Christy, to have you like behind the scenes and loving on my people the way that they should be loved on. If you guys go in this page right here, if you're on YouTube, you can't necessarily see it. Although we should probably talk about YouTube community and start monetizing and figuring that out. But we'll do that another day. But if you guys go on the Facebook page, you can see all of our wins. How many wins a day do we share? 2 a day, Monday through Friday?
It just depends on how many. See, and that's all up to the community because they have to tell us. They have to share their wins with us so that we know. But it's usually at least once a day and sometimes 2. But you know, we have that post in there for people to share. And I do page through to see if somebody, you know, made their own post.
Yes.
Something that they did.
Sometimes I get them in PM too because they don't want to like a lot of our community, they feel weird sharing a win. I think
that's something you have to learn. You have to learn. That's something I had to learn. I didn't like doing that. It feels like, I mean, it's like what you're saying about yourself. You don't want to feel like you're bragging. You don't want to feel like you're boasting, but yet those wins for those of us in small businesses, those wins deserve to be celebrated and shouted out. And, you know, as a community, I love doing that. That's something I've always enjoyed.
Yeah.
I have a friend that
you were destined for that job, Christy.
She has a small business. She's not part of the community. And, you know, I comment on her post and she told me the other day, she said, I just love you. You're always my biggest cheerleader. And I'm like, I mean, why wouldn't you want to support somebody who's out there living their dream and putting it all out there to try to make that work? And so you guys, if you're in our community, post your wins. I don't care how small you think it is. Post them. Because I want to shout them out on that page.
Yeah. The thing is with a lot of people have a misconception about coaching groups because Christy, this is the only coaching group you've ever been part of.
Yeah, it is.
And so you may not have as much experience as maybe some of our other members or people who are like, not sure they need I don't need a coach. I don't need help. I'm not paying for help. I'm like, I'm cool with that. That's okay, baby girl. Like, that's okay. But here's the thing with coaching groups. Coaching groups is not always about grow your biz, grow. You're not doing it's not, that is part of it. But it is also about our community is about empowering our women. And y'all, we are all women. We've had a few men here and there, but they just get the estrogen just kind of runs them out. It don't matter. The estrogen just kind of like slowly, at first they're okay with it. But then they can't handle all the estrogen, and we're all having hot flashes in there. And Serena says something wild and crazy on thing, and I'm throwing men under the bus and being like, you know, like, anyways, our men don't stick around. But the reality is, I serve women, and that is the reality. And hey, anyone can join my group. I don't care, like, no judgment, but I serve women, and I serve women because I think that it's really important to empower women. That we have the ability to change lives. We have the ability to do something for ourselves. Our entire lives, we have served maybe our partners, our children, our homes, our everything. And we're always the last to get what we need. And I want women to know that, like, you have, like, yeah, we are Venus and men are Mars. There's a reason for that, okay? Because we have that ability to like love and nurture and grow. But why is it that, you know, when you listen to, and I listen to a lot of motivational stuff, y'all, 95% of them are coming from men. And that sometimes, and it's not, I do have my favorite, everyone knows I love Les Brown. I'm a huge fan of his. But it's difficult to find that message for women. It's difficult to lift them up. And so you've seen me transition the last 2 or 3 years in my coaching group into like, we need mama talks. We need to like, and I don't like to use the word broken, but like I saw those badass lists that they put in the group. Holy shit. Like, oh my God. Right? And I'm thinking, OMG, like, they have the ability to, like, accomplish the world, like, after,
Yeah.
like, dealing with some of that, like,
Yes.
I'm thinking, "Y'all need to be my coach," you know? I'm like it was like I mean, Christy, I'd lay in there in bed, and I'm like, "I'm not even gonna post mine because it's, like,
That's how
not
I felt.
like, I don't feel like I've done enough." Like,
That's
I don't feel
exactly
like
how I felt.
do you know what I mean? Like, I was yeah, it was just so crazy, but, you've only had one business coach. Many people there's so many components to coaching. And, I used to say, I'm just a mentor. But that was back when I had an actual creative business. I still had my paint company and all of that. That's gone, y'all. It's all hands on deck. And I am full blown. Y'all are going to win the Super Bowl. Like, we're going to like run this together and we're going to huddle and we're going to empower and we're going to learn and we're going to guide and we're going to coach and we are going to win the Super Bowl. Christy, you've won the Super Bowl. You know that, right? Like, you've totally like, you have you have been put on team after team. You've been the free agent. You have been like you have covered all of it. Like, and you just keep on going. You just keep on
Yeah.
going. Like, you just keep
Well,
on.
one thing I wanted to say about that is a lot of people, one thing that people will ask you, not only in direct sales, but in all your businesses, is what's your why? Why do you do it?
Mm,
Okay. And I listen to everybody's whys and they touch my heart and they're so passionate about what it is. And I was like, I don't know if I want to share my why because my why is a little bit selfish. And my why is because I started my business because it was something just for me. My entire life
mm,
up to that point had been serving my family and the farm and everything. And
mm,
so when I decided that I was actually going to run a perfectly posh business, that was for me. Yes, I love teaching women about the products and how to do self-care for themselves. I
mm.
love helping them realize that self-care is not selfish. I love helping them realize all of that stuff. But the honest to God truth is it's something that was for me, just for me.
Yeah. And there's nothing selfish about that at all because that is the point. Like, we need to empower not just other women, but ourselves to know that
Right?
we have the ability. Starting a business, y'all, some could say, "Oh, that's really selfish when you're a mom and you have a home and you got another." Like, no, y'all. Like, there is a time. I've said this before. The easiest job in the world you can possibly have is working for somebody else, right?
Yeah.
Because you really don't know what it's like to be in that business owner seat until you've been in that business owner seat and like, wow, like working for somebody else was much easier than this, much easier than this.
Yeah.
But I love it, Chrissy. I love the fact that you are our self-care advocate. You're going to be doing some stuff for us this summer for summer camp. And because it's important. If
It
we
is.
don't take care of our minds and we don't take care of our bodies, we can't run a business.
Right.
Like, we
1,000%.
cannot run a business. And as we all, I mean, I'm aging backwards, but as we all age forward, um, we tend to lose our confidence a little bit. Like, we tend to we're not as youthful looking as we used to be. We're not like as energetic as we used to be. And we need people like you, Christy, to help us like feel better about ourselves and that confidence. And that's what you give. Like,
Yes.
that's your
That's what
job. You're like,
I hope so.
yeah,
That's
you're like the
cool.
CEO of confidence. That's your new job title.
Oh boy.
I want you to put that on your Facebook business or your Facebook personal profile. Your job is like the CEO of confidence.
Okay.
You can even start a Facebook page, just throwing this out there, called just confidence and link it to that. And then you could just do all your confidence posts every day. Anyways, just an idea because you have nothing better to do with your life right
No,
now.
but I just love how you come up with stuff like that right off the fly. And I'm like, and so now I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, how can I do that? I like this idea.
I'm because then that way you can put your job as CEO of confidence and they click on
Uh-huh.
confidence and it goes to a Facebook page that's all about empowering women.
I love that.
That one's free in the house, Christy.
I love that.
This is why I can't sleep, Christy. Like, this is literally why I can't, y'all, it's constant. The noise in my brain. So I'll give you guys like a little inside look of a bizarre person like myself. Christy knows I'm weird, so it's okay. So I have all these hearing devices, right? And I have to have noise in my ear to be able to concentrate. Like, if I don't have something going, I can't concentrate.
Does it have to be music or words? Can it just be background, like white noise? Or does
I mean, normally it's like Tupac and Dr. Dre. I'm just being transparent because I don't have to pay attention to it. That just comes in. It's like Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Tupac. I'm totally on a West Coast vibe right now. I'm kind of mad at my East Coast family, like, the whole puppy thing and all that. Like, I'm just kind of like, I've abandoned like the East Coast side for right now. So I'm just focusing on the West Coast. I'm channeling my inner Californian, side that we know that will be there. We share a best friend. You guys know my best friend, Sarah. Any of you who were on the cruise with me, you met my bestie, Sarah, she's my other cheerleader. What would I do without that girl?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, what would I literally do without my Sarah? Like,
she's a rock. She is a rock.
Yeah, like if you ever, I joke. I have a friend of mine, and we were chatting, and I said, he was a little making fun of me because I'm overly prepared for everything. Christy, are you one of those?
Yeah.
They're like, okay, and overly prepared, right? If we all like go do something, it's like, hey, we're gonna go to the beach, and I've got like beach towels times 3 for everybody,
yes.
The beach towel clips for everybody, the little lockers to the beach chairs for everybody. Like, I'm overly prepared. And so I was joking and I said, let me just tell you, if the world's coming to an end, you want to take 2 people, me and Sarah. I'm just saying. Because between the 2 of us, we got this nailed, because we are the bag ladies and you never know what's in our bag. We have it all right. But she's we need a community of people like that.
Yeah.
Like, we need,
sure.
And isn't it crazy though, when you think back to our pug days, the influence that had on our lives? I mean, I don't have pugs anymore.
And I don't either.
Yeah. But Sarah still does. She's such a bitch, isn't she? Like, how dare her? How dare her? And her cute little Pomeranian now. I hope Sarah's watching this morning, but she's probably getting the boys ready for school, but she's in Cali, and here we are. But it's amazing the power of community and the lifelong friendships that they create. You came to my Savannah retreat in January of 2023. And isn't it an amazing place? Can you see why I'm being called to?
Absolutely. I mean, we loved it so much. My mom and I went back in January.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about it that gets in your blood, and I don't know. I thought for sure
there is.
When Mom and I went in January, I thought, okay, we'll go, we'll do the things we didn't get to do, and then that'll be it. And now I'm like, I need to go back. I need to go back again. I'm not done.
Yeah, no, there's something about Savannah that I'm so thankful that I got to share that with you guys, because that is like, a lot of people thought it was weird that I wasn't doing my retreat in Tampa. Actually, my retreat for the NUC coming up in next year in March will be in Tampa. But a lot of people thought it was weird that it wasn't in Tampa. And I said, Savannah's my home. Like, I don't know. I've never lived there. I go there several times a year. I'll just get in a car, you guys, and drive 5.5 hours, and I'm in Savannah by myself there for 3 days. I've created a community of people there, of artists and students and friends, and I follow them all on Instagram and send them DMs when I'm coming to town, and I make sure I go see them at the markets and support them. And it's just the coolest city I have ever been. But what was really cool about that trip, there was 25 of us that went, I think around 25. Yeah. In the amount of, like, you met your new BFFs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, these are people that will be like they're your new pug people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's just, community, you guys, is so important.
It really is. It is.
Yeah, like you have to find we had it in the pug world, and I know that sounds weird, you guys, little fat dogs, and we all just gather around together. That's what we did. I'm not kidding when I say that, and when my babies were being born and everyone y'all, I used to live stream. Okay, could you remember this?
Oh yes, I remember
Y'all,
that.
there was no social media, there was no Facebook Live, there was no YouTube back then.
What was that platform?
Ustream, ustream.com.
Stream.
And y'all, I found the streaming platform that I could set up like old laptops that really didn't work anymore that had cameras in them. And I could live stream my puppies. It was and we would
We were all on there watching it from all over the world. We were all on there watching it. It was crazy.
Yeah, and Samari's like, and I was about to say we were invested watching while at work. Samari's been around for a long time. Y'all, like I was destined to be live. Like you
were so ahead of your time.
I've always been ahead of my time, Christy. It's a huge problem in my life, right? But you guys, at one point I had the owner of Ustream calling me saying, "What can we do to get you your own channel?" And they gave me my own channel. Christy, we had our own, I don't even know if you remember, we had our own private channel that wasn't public anymore. Like it was like you could have the public side and then we had the private side. So we could all go in and have our private chats and everything. Y'all, it was the craziest thing in the entire world. Craziest thing.
That was crazy.
Think about it though. Look what I learned from it.
Absolutely.
So the minute Facebook Live is coming, I'm like, oh my God, I could go live. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I was just
I got this.
I think this 10 years ago. Because when was that was about 2003, 2004. You guys, I'm saying this is back like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm going live streaming my puppies. Yes. My puppies were born on live video. They were when Ava had my city's litter, which my beloved Milani, who I lost a couple of years ago, 16 years old, those babies were all born live. My spice litter was born live. Y'all, it's so crazy when I go back and I think about I needed those tools though. My God knew that I needed those tools because eventually something in the future, community, going live, branding myself, creating an incredible just it was the whole thing between the dogs and the showing and the dog couture and the community and the drama. Life lessons though. Life lessons because dealing with that is life lessons.
Right.
Like that is like
and also with the drama within all of that helped you figure out how to keep that out of the community you have now.
Yeah. We never have drama.
Yeah, it is totally drama free. And I love it.
Never. I can't remember really. I remember two things specifically in 5 years. And we had that nipped so quickly. It wasn't even it usually goes like this. Bless your heart. I wish you all the luck. There's other communities out there that can serve your needs better.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yep. That's perfect.
Bye, Felicia. I have the ability in my business to pick and choose who I want to work with.
Yes.
The end. And I have no drama.
Yeah. That's what I love.
Yeah.
It's a safe place for everybody.
Super safe. No drama. No competition.
Right.
Because I don't serve just one industry. We have such a broad base of people. I do not serve one industry.
Right.
And because here's what I think, you guys, my 2 cents, a lot of people are like, oh, there's people out there that have a niche, especially wreath making, there's a niche there, or the fiber arts, there's a niche there. Here's the thing, you guys, I teach people how to run businesses. That's what I do. The end. I teach people how to sell online. The end. I teach people how to show up. Whatever you want to show up for, that's your deal. Whatever business you want to start, that's your deal. That's what I do. I mean, I teach people how to run businesses online. That's what I do. So Yeah, community, not competition. Ain't nobody got time for that. This is not high school.
That's right.
This is not high school. This is not high school. Christy, what's your biggest takeaway over the last 5 years? Don't say me.
Woo.
Somebody said me Meredith said me last night. I was like, okay, that was not planned. I would have said like, actually I said, what was your biggest gift or the biggest thing you needed in your business to grow? And she said me. And I'm like, I'm really honored and really flattered, but I would have said patience. Anyways, Christy, what would be your biggest takeaway of growing this little mini empire of yours and all your pivots?
I kind of have two. So the first thing would actually be going back to Canva. Learning Canva was so instrumental in everything I've done in my business.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually even able to use Canva to make graphics and trainings and stuff that I would do inside of our Posh groups, for other consultants and stuff. And I helped them, I would use Canva to do that. I put together this whole little presentation about the difference between a Facebook page and a Facebook group. And I did graphics for all of that. And that's all stuff that I learned through your coaching group. And then funnily enough, the other thing I would say that I've gained through my business is confidence. I had self-confidence in like being a mom, being a wife and that kind of thing. But through this, I've been able to develop more confidence in just me and who I am and what I have to offer, and kind of learn to put that out there a little bit more instead of,
Well, I mean, I always say that you can't look down. You know what I mean? Like you can't, I'm trying to say this in the most loving way, Christy, I possibly can. I'm a people watcher. You know that. I love to study people. I love to study their behaviors and their mannerisms. And one of the powerful things with these retreats that I have is it's different studying you guys online, but I really can see y'all in person. And when I see that person looking down, to me, that is like, okay, it's time to bring him in. It's time to bring him in. Because here's the thing, y'all, you have to look up in order to see where you're going. And looking up takes an immense amount of confidence to be able to do that.
Right.
And when we don't feel good about ourselves and we don't feel good about our businesses, or we're intimidated by the people that we're around, which can happen in a retreat, because you just like, oh my God, I'm around all these people.
Yeah.
But when you hold your head high and you look forward and you see where you're going, your entire world opens up and changes.
Definitely.
Entire world. To me, you've always had an amazing amount of confidence, by the way. But I know that it's hard transitioning from mom life to like, I know because y'all know I'm getting close to it, and it's causing me a lot of people are like, I can't wait till my kid gets out of school. And I can't wait. I'm excited because I'm hoping that I have a moving truck at my house moving to Savannah is what I'm hoping. And that's what I desire in my life. And but it is hard thinking about, okay, I'm band mom and I'm section mom. And like, that's the only life I've like for 18 years I've known. And like, now I'm like, oh shit, what's next? Like, what's next? Like, I'm just like, okay, I'm ready for this. I don't know what it is, but I'm ready for it, but it is hard. It's extremely hard.
Well, like for 18 years, my name was Alex's mom. Nobody called me by my name. I was just Alex's mom.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's identity. We almost have to go through an identity change. Identity change. So anyways, Christy, we're going to be wrapping up because I got a live in the Nook here in like 5 minutes. So I do want to say thank you so much, Michelle Adamas, for being on YouTube this morning. I want to say good morning. My dear friend, Miss Samari, who's one of my local friends here. Funny story with Samari. Can I just you guys can see her in the comments if you're here on Facebook. Samari's husband, I have known since I was 18 years old. Samari's husband and Sebastian's dad were best friends in high school. And when I met Sebastian's dad, I met his friends as well, and her husband is one of them. And I actually got her husband in the divorce. And ironically, her husband and Sebastian's dad still work together. Awkward. But anyways, I won them in the divorce. That was part of the divorce arrangement. And her husband, Alec, is just he is my I don't even know how to describe it. Like maybe Samaria has the right words for it, but like he's Mandarin and I'm like this white pasty girl, but he's like my brother. Like I don't know how to describe it. Like we were totally brother and sister in another life. Like he's just, yeah, he's my person. I don't know. I'm not saying Samari's not my person, but you're my person, Samari, too. And you're beautiful. You're two beautiful, amazing children. But so it's so weird how these relationships come into our life and they're here forever and ever and ever. And, like we always say, well, people in our life are a season. Well, some people are not a season. Like
Right.
some people are there. You're one of them. Sarah's one of them. Alex, Samari, they're one of Michael and Amber with baby Molly, and they're not a season. Like that's family. Like
Right.
y'all are family. Y'all are family. So anyway, so I thank you all this morning for being here with us and letting me, I guess, introduce really Christy to my world because she's just such a big part of my world. I know the Nook knows her and everything, but I'd be lost without you. I'm serious as a friend. I mean,
I'd be lost without you too. So
I know, like I just
totally mutual. And
yes,
I'm so glad you in my life as a friend and as my coach and just as everything.
Yeah. And and you were like literally one of my OGs. Like
yes.
OG of OGs of OGs. Every business I've had, Christy has supported. So she's supported. So anyways, thank you so much for being here. Christy, hang tight right here because I got a little exit video for you all. You guys listen to my master classes. The group is open today. If you guys are not in my 5-day masterclass, it starts a week from Monday, May the 13th. I'm actually spending not just 5 days with you. I'm actually spending 6 amazing days with you because there's like a little bonus day. But I cannot wait to show you guys all of these stories from the Nook this week and next week. We've got another 6 stories from the Nooks coming to you guys next week. I'm literally going to be showing you guys in those 5 or 6 days how to make that happen, depending on like what your journey is and where you're going with it. But I am going to be there. So you guys get it. It's 100% free. There's not even an upsell. There's not even it's 100% free. And, and afterwards, if you want to join my amazing group, then there'll be a link for you to do that. But if not, you come and spend 5 awesome, fantastic days with me, and I will make sure that you get something out of it. Christy, hang right here. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. I'm going to see you back here Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern time with Teresa Grant and how she's built an amazing digital and in-person party business. So anyways, hang tight, Christy, and have a good weekend, everybody.